It is not every day that it is Tuesday, but it is today, and that means Tao Tuesday. Got the book, got the notes, the camera's rolling. It just stopped raining, but it will rain again later in the episode. Today we're covering 27, 28, and 29. We're talking about surrendering. We're talking about allow and return to the Tao. We're talking about being open towards life, letting life unfold the way it's supposed to unfold without us leaving a trace. How do we do that? All about surrendering. We're covering everything in this episode. And we're talking about my little brother. So, welcome. I truly hope that you enjoy this episode, and let's just get right to it. Someone is whistling the everybody was kung fu fighting. Something like that. It's a little fun. Verse 27, here we go. A knower of the truth travels without leaving a trace, speaks without causing harm, gives without keeping an account. The door he shuts, though having no lock, cannot be opened. The knot he ties, though using no cord, cannot be undone. Be wise and help all beings impartially, abandoning none, waste no opportunities. This is called following the light. What is a good man but a bad man's teacher? What is a bad man but a good man's job? If the teacher is not respected and the student not cared for, confusion will arise, however clever one is. This is the great secret. I know nothing about what is a good man but a bad man's teacher. I know nothing about being a teacher. It does make sense though, but yeah. But what is a bad man? You know, looking at it like in the contrast of yin and yang, you know, you could say a good man is a good man who's acting in virtue, and a bad man is a bad man who's acting outside of virtue. But does that make him bad? Well, maybe he's just talking about the habits. Maybe it's the translation, you know. It would have been nice actually to have more translations with all of these verses, because this feels, I don't know, out of place. I wouldn't say out of place, but like, I would be curious about how other people are translating this part. But anyway, a knower of the truth travels without leaving a trace. Here I'm reminded about, I did Vipassana meditation. I did Vipassana in Argentina in 2023. Amazing experience. And in there we get like an hour of teachings every night after having meditated. And he talks about a trace. So the teachings are recordings from S.N. Cuenca. And he talks about leaving a trace, and there's 3 ways of leaving a trace. One way is like through a rock, you know, a giant rock, like when it just like through, you know, a big trace through the rock. And this will pass over time, but it will be like millions and millions and millions of years, because it's so profound in the rock, and it takes a long time for the rock to you know, pass. But it will pass. Then there's the trace in the dirt, or a trace in the sand, which is also a trace, but it will pass through time. It will just be easier, like with some wind and with some weather. Then the trace in dirt or in sand will fade away, and you will never be able to see there was a trace. But it also does take time. And then there's trace in the water, and a trace in the water closes off right after, and nothing is left behind. Like there's no trace. Now, what does then, because if the sage can do this, that means that we can do this too. It means that we are the one creating the trace. So what is it creating that trace? Well, a trace is where we have been, right? What is keeping that alive? Because the past is not true anymore. What is true is what is here right now, is this moment. But the past is something that does not exist. Yet we're keeping the past alive in our minds, in our memories, which is a beautiful thing that we're doing this. And is that then what is keeping the trace? What is creating that trace? And the more of a So yeah, I was just reflecting. That's why I was silent. I was just reflecting, because I think like when we are happy, we are not. Nothing matters, right? Like nothing matters. It's like no importa. You know, if something happens, somebody takes something from you, but you're in like happy, high state of vibration. Like no importa. They can take it. Está bien. I'm fine without it. You know. So that's maybe kind of the thing of not leaving a trace. Because what I was reflecting about just now is like, is the trace the pain? When I think about my journey of awareness and self-mastery and happiness, I have left a trace and a lot of people have gotten hurt. And is that the trace, like the hurt, you know, the heavy, the negative? No, not negative, but is that what is creating a trace? Because it's like, I don't know how to express this though. You know, with forgiveness, we're like saying, it doesn't matter, you know? And some things are very hard to forgive and some things are very easy to forgive. I have 2 regrets. In my entire life, I have 2 regrets. And they are so hard for me to forgive. And they really live with me. But the rest is like, está bien, you know? It's like in the sand. It's like doing this in the sand, like, you know, like mushing it out. No trace. So then it's us keeping that trace alive. It's us who's like keeping, because of self-importance, right? He hurt me, or, you know, oh, he cheated me, you know? Or the way we have treated other people. But when we are like water, it's like, because are we not also leaving a trace when we are a sage, right? Like if we meet a sage, I'm sure that if we are in that place in our lives where we can receive the teachings of the sage, I'm sure that it's going to change our life profoundly. I can say that from my master. He's no sage, but he's very wise. Like the impact he had on my life is profound. But then is this not also leaving a trace of happiness? But then is it? Because this trace, what this will do is, because it's a trace of happiness, it's lifting people up, right? It's lifting people up for them to live the life that they desire and to live a life of happiness and of love and of grace. So then it's not leaving a trace. Because the trace would be like, oh, this happened to me. You know, that would be the trace. This happened to me when I was a child. Somebody told that I had pepperoni nipples. You know, that's the trace, you know? True story. Somebody told me I had pepperoni nipples, and my God, the insecurities I have till this day of my body and of my nipples is profound because of that one comment. You have pepperoni nipples. Thank you. Let's see, do we have more here? Be wise and help all beings impartially, abandoning none. This reminds me of a previous verse where he speaks about water and the wisdom of water. And he says that something, I'm paraphrasing right now, right? Something along like that the water flows to places abandoned by men. Be like water. Like the water's carrying, like that is the qualities of the Tao going to those places. So I'm actually reminded about that. That also means helping and not abandoning those who deserve to be abandoned. Not abandoning those who are painful. Not abandoning, I was just about to say it, I'm gonna say it. Not abandoning Putin, right? Not abandoning Donald Trump. We look at those and it's like, everyone is abandoning them or supporting, you know, they're really controversial, those two, but it really means not abandoning. Abandoning none means abandoning none. It also means not abandoning those who stole from you, not abandoning those who hurt you, not abandoning those people on the streets, the alcoholics, the drug addicts, not abandoning those who don't deserve it, like who don't deserve the help. It also means Not abandoning yourself. Poof, profound. Wow, Jonathan, you really took it the step further than I had thought about right there. Yes, I know. I had that one planned. Not abandoning yourself. We do that. We do that. In many ways, we've done that. We do that our entire life. And this journey is really all about embracing ourselves, right? Embracing ourselves. What happened? Why did we abandon ourselves? I think we abandoned ourselves because we were taught right from wrong. And what we then realized was that I am wrong. I'm not good enough. We were taught perfect from imperfect. And we looked, oh, look at that, I am not perfect. And then slowly we abandoned ourselves. Behind every angry man is an abandoned child. Behind every bitter man is an abandoned child. Behind every sorrowful man is an abandoned child. Abandoning none. Being there for ourselves. How are we being there for ourselves? How do we do that? Well, personally, what I always recommend is like having a practice of sitting, having a practice of meditation, always being with yourself. With whatever you're going through. Stop any reactivity and just sit and be with yourself. That's the practice that I have been doing for many, many years, and very recommendable, very recommendable. Allow and return to the Tao, right? So that means waste no opportunities. This is called following the light. He always speaks about going in. He always speaks about the journey in. So when he's saying abandoning none, he surely is also meaning never to abandoning yourself. Help yourself as much as you can. Yeah. All right. My God. So much wisdom was shared right there, right? That was crazy. Let's see. 28th verse. It's going good, man. I love this. I really hope that you're getting something out of this. I really hope you're getting something out of this series, because studying the Tao studying Tao Te Ching is amazing. It's an amazing opportunity to do this with you. And I truly hope that you are enjoying, and I really appreciate your company. If you are enjoying them, por favor, will you leave a like, leave a subscribe, leave a comment if you want, like what are you receiving from this? Yeah, thank you. And thank you for watching. 28th verse. Know the strength of man, but keep a woman's care. Be a valley under the heaven. If you do, the constant virtue will not fade away. One will become like a child again. Know the white, keep the black, and be the pattern of the world. To be the pattern of the world is to move constantly in the path of virtue, without erring a single step, and to return again to the infinite. One who understands splendor while holding to humility acts in accord with eternal power. To be the fountain of the world is to live the abundant life of virtue. When the unformed is formed into objects, its original qualities are lost. If you preserve your original qualities, you can govern anything. Truly, the best governor governs least. The best governor governs least. So true, right? So true. And the worst governor governs the most. Be a valley under heaven. My God, what a metaphor. Also, like, he asks so much of us, I feel that, but he asking it with love and kindness, you know, saying like, this is the, using it as an example, like, this is the way. That's what he's sharing. Tao Te Ching, the way of the Tao, the way of the great. Be a valley under heaven. What is a valley? What is the characteristics of a valley? A valley is open, right? A valley is open and it's ready to receive. It's receiving everything that the sky is giving, that the heaven is giving. It's receiving all of the rain, all of the snow, all of the wind, all of the sun. It's receiving everything that is being given, and with openness too. And what happens with all of the rain? What happens with all of the rivers? All of the rivers and the rain flows towards the valley. Why do all of the rivers and the rain flow towards the valley? Because the valley lies low. right? That's the secret. Because the valley lies low, everything comes to it. Now, because the valley lies low, this is also what gives the height to the mountains. The mountains are as high as the valley is low, right? Beautiful. And the valley never tries to take that away from the mountain. The valley is, hey, let me be low so you can be high. That is beautiful. That is beautiful. I'm not taking the spotlight here, right? I'm not taking the spotlight here. You can be high. Be high. I'm here. I'm lying low. And then all of the seeds from the nature on the mountains, when the wind comes, whoosh, where does all of the seeds go? It goes to the valley. So the valley is the receiver. Because it lies low, because it's open, it's receiving everything that the heavens are giving. Be a valley under the heaven. If you do, the constant virtue will not fade away. There we go. Now to the next one. Know the white, keep the black, and be the pattern of the world. What is it to be a pattern of the world? To be the pattern of the world is to move constantly in the path of virtue without erring a single step, and to return again to the infinite. Well, here he's definitely talking about the yin and yang too, right? Know the white, keep the black. I don't quite know what he means about this, be a pattern of the world. I'm thinking about a video I saw about Ram Dass, who was talking about the laws of Dharma. Dharma being the laws of nature, so he's talking about Dharma. And Dharma, that when you see Dharma, you see the law expressing itself, and everything is just following the law. It's kind of what I'm reminding about here, be the pattern of the world. To be the pattern of the world, to move constantly in the path of virtue, without erring a single step, and return again to the infinite. So the pattern of the world is the path of enlightenment, is the path to the illuminated mind. It's the path of wisdom, you know, it is this path. So let's just stay on this path. Let's just do everything we can without erring a single step. Let's just be hyper-focused on this path. Maybe that's what I'm getting, and there's definitely more here, but this is what I got now. One who understands splendor while holding to humanity, while holding to humility, acts to accord with eternal power. Yeah, very nice, right? So stay humble. Like, one thing I'm also thinking about with this and with the other thing that we just read, you know, about leaving the trace, being in a constant surrender of life, in life, to life. Then we're not holding on to anything. Then we're not trying anything. Then we are allowing all of the noise to be without resisting it or without being annoyed at it and without tensing up at it, but just allowing it to be. That's also how I would say go about without leaving a trace, being in constant surrender. And while holding to humility, well, when we are in a constant surrender, we are constantly surrendering our personal importance. And this is where greed comes, and this is where ego comes, right? Our personal importance. But this being constantly surrendered, and we are constantly in the surrendering to life, well, then there is only humility, right? There is only humility, because there is no personal importance. When the unformed is formed into objects, the original qualities are lost. If you preserve your original qualities, you can govern anything. Yeah, so like the original qualities, it's the qualities of love and light and all of that. All of that, which is the essence of who we are, of course. Well, look at that. It started to rain. So I will do this fast. I will actually take these. I feel the rain on my back. So I will finish this. Do you think you can take over the universe and improve it? I do not believe it can be done. Everything under heaven is sacred vessel and cannot be controlled. Trying to control leads to ruin. Trying to grasp, we lose. Allow your life to unfold naturally. Know that it too is a vessel of perfection. Just as you breathe in and breathe out, there's a time for being ahead and a time for being behind, a time for being in motion and a time for being at rest, a time for being vigorous and a time for being exhausted, a time for being safe, and a time for being in danger. To the sage, all of life is a moment towards perfection. So what need has he for excessive, the extravagant, or the extreme? Now man, what is this saying now? I was just touching very shortly before upon surrendering, right? What is this saying? It's saying allow and return to the Tao. And that is complete surrender. Allow and turn to the Tao. That is the surrendering. Now, allow your life to unfold naturally, right? Allow and return to the Tao. Be in your centers. Everything is unfolding the way it's supposed to unfold around you. Know that it too is a vessel of perfection. That is both your life and the vessel of the human body. It's a vessel of perfection. So everything is unfolding absolutely perfectly. Oh, some dogs are really getting at it. I don't hope someone got hurt. So the perfection is the way of life, like everything is perfect, and just by allowing, also back to what we talked about with the first verse, right? Ever desireless one sees the mystery. Allow and return to the Tao. Allow everything to unfold. Allow your life to unfold the way it is to unfold, right? You cannot control it. That's what he's saying right here. You cannot control it. You cannot control your life. You cannot. But then, again, we do have some kind of control. But maybe it's not control. Maybe it's not control, but it is that everything is flowing. And we're just simply deciding to flow with it. And we're just putting an intent in it while everything is flowing. Because we are conscious. We are conscious. And maybe everything like with everything of like having a choice is an illusion. I don't know. But we are conscious, and certainly we have some sort of effect. And maybe that effect which we are is the intent. Maybe what we are is the intent, you know? Being better at something, or investigating something, going deep into something, you know, it's an intent. This. And then this is just like put into everything that is flowing in its perfection. And then it is creating in the perfect way exactly our intent. Yeah, that was just like, whew. Do you think you can take over the universe and improve it? It's like, no, I don't think I can do that. I don't think I can do that. Yeah, man. Just as you breathe in and breathe out. There's a time for everything. Yin and yang, right? There's a time for everything. To the sage, all life is a movement toward perfection. So what need does he have for excessive, the extravagant, or the extreme? I hope extravagant, that's how you pronounce it, I don't know. All life is a movement toward perfection. This is what I'm talking about, like, it's moving, it's like a wave, it's flowing. All life is flowing in perfection. I don't think I have anything to comment on this. This was so clear, I just lost it, there we go. This was so clear as anything could be. I think it's written perfectly here. So it's one of the ones that's like very easy to understand, but still very profound. Very profound. Everything under heaven is a sacred vessel and cannot be controlled. Trying to control leads to ruin. Trying to grasp, we lose. So let's not control. Let's not control everything. Let's just follow the way of the Tao. The way of the Tao is allow and return to the Tao. Live in virtue. Do good, right? Do good, nurture. Never abandon anyone. Never abandon yourself. Never abandon yourself. And the thing is also, because I was reflecting upon this and I got very emotional. Right now I'm far away from my little brother. If we are abandoning ourselves, we are abandoning everyone, and especially those we love. I don't know if you know, but maybe you know, 10 years ago I lost my mom, and that has created a profound relationship with my little brother. And my little brother is so far away from me right now. And I was reflecting upon this earlier today while studying these verses. If I abandon myself, I abandon him. And I don't know if I can explain. If I abandon myself, I abandon him. Because what he deserves in life is everything. He deserves everything. If I could just give him everything, I would do it. And if I could, like, here is the river of eternal happiness. Here you go. I want to give him everything. And I can't give him happiness. But what I can give him is me. That's actually the only thing I can give him. And what he deserves is the best that life ever has to offer. The only way that I can give that is by being the best that I could ever be and offer myself to him. And that means us having a beautiful, profound relationship, which we have, which we really have. I love him so very dearly. I miss him so very much. If you're watching my little brother, if you're watching Benjamin, I love you. I love you. And yeah, he's not watching. I don't think he's watching. Doesn't matter either way, but it's still like about if we abandon ourselves, we abandon those we love. Because they deserve us. We are a gift to this world. We are part of the creation. We are a miracle. And we are unique, right? There's been billions and billions of human beings, but there has never been a human being like you. Never, and there will never be a human being like you. That is beautiful. That is profound in every single way. So, if you abandon yourself, you are abandoning life. Instead, embrace ourselves, embrace life, and let us be the gift to life. I often speak about and I often reflect about, like, what is our message? What is our message to life? What is our message to those we love, to our family, to our friends? What is our message? If we abandon ourselves, well, then that surely is our message. Then the message surely is a message of being abandoned. Behind every bitter man, behind every bitter face, hides an abandoned child. That will be our message. If we abandon ourselves, that will be our message. If we embrace ourselves, we embrace who we are, if we embrace a hammer, if we embrace a man hammering and making noise while we're trying to record, because that's the way of life here, and then that will be our message. And then the message will be the embracing of life and the embracing of everything that it offers. Allow return to the Tao. Thank you for watching. I truly hope you enjoyed. I truly hope you got something out of it. I had fun. I think this was a very good episode, a long episode, but we covered a lot of things, man. And yeah, I really appreciate that you're watching. I really appreciate your audience. Yeah, and that you are here with me in this self-study of the Tao. And I truly hope that you're also receiving something from it. Have a blessings day. Have a blessings life. May the sun shine on you as you're smiling. Have a beautiful day. Be happy.